Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be making this very nice A-line dress with a sleeve that has a high-low effect on it. So if you end up enjoying this, please be sure to subscribe and also like, share and comment. So here I have my fabric folded into two, so I'm going to be cutting for both the front and the back, so it is folded into two, and I have a length of 42 inches, 40 inches plus 2 inches extra for hemming. So this is my starting line, and on my starting line here I'm going to be marking 3.5 inches, and this is going to serve as my neck width. So this is the back piece folded into two as well as the front folded into two. So I've taken 3.5 inches for my neck depth. Then the other one, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement, which is 15 divided by 2, which is going to be 7.5 inches plus half inch for when I want to join my sleeve, making it 8 inches. So I'm just using this white chalk so that everything will be more visible. So on my shoulder measurement where I marked 8 inches, I came down by 1 inch, and I'm going to connect that 1 inch to the 3.5 inches that I marked for my neck depth. I'm just going to draw a straight line to connect both dots, and this is just to create my shoulder slope. So from the top, I'll go ahead and measure 9 inches, and this is the measurement of my round armhole divided by 2, and the line can also be called your chest line. So I'll just go ahead and mark 9 inches along this and then draw a line to connect. So here is my chest line, and after that, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to mark that 8 inches here also, so that I can draw a straight line to connect. Now I want to draw my armhole, and that is why I have to do this. So I'm going to find the midpoint here, and if you measure this, you're going to have 8 inches, and divided by 2 is 4 inches. So I just marked my 4 inches here. And then on my chest line, I'm going to go ahead and divide my round bust measurement divided by 4. Now here you divide by 4, your round bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm just going to go ahead and connect it like so. So this now is going to serve as my back armhole. And to draw the armhole for the front, on that 4 inches marked, I will go in by half an inch. I'll go in by half an inch and mark my half an inch, and then I'll use my curve ruler to connect from here to here to here. So I'll just connect it like this, and this is going to serve as my front armhole. So this is my front armhole, and the first one we drew earlier is my back armhole. So coming to my neckline, but before then I'll just make my starting line to be more visible. So now I want to mark my back neck depth, and I'm just going to make it 1 inch. So I just marked 1 inch here, and for my front I just marked 3 inches, and then I'm going to connect it to my neck width. So this here now is my back neckline, and this here is for my front neckline, which is a 3 inches, and that is it for my neckline. So I'll go ahead with the rest of the bodies. Now I'm going to take my measuring tape, and from my starting point I will just go down and mark 17 inches, and 17 inches here is my waistline, so I'll just draw a straight line. And I'll also go ahead and mark my bust point line, that is from my shoulder to my bust point. I'll go ahead and mark it as well. So this is my chest line, the second one is my bust point line, and the third one is my waistline. So on my chest line, I'm going to divide my round bust measurements by 4, and then I added 2 inches, 1 inch for just allowance, and the other 1 inch for sewing allowance. And what I had on my chest line, I also marked it on my bust point. Then on my waistline, I'll also go ahead and divide my round waist measurement by 4, plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, and also 1 inch for because I want the dress to be not to be fitted, so 1 inch for just allowance. So next I'm going to do is to connect my waistline here all the way down, and this is just going to create the A-line effect. And then I'm just go ahead and join the points. So this is what we are having now. So if you like, you can just connect from your chest line all the way down without making the waist to be fitted, but if you like, you can also do it this way. It all depends on what you want to go with. So that is it, and next thing I'll do is just to add ½ inch on my shoulder line for joining my front and back shoulder. So I'll just add ½ inch here and draw a line to connect it. When I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead and cut. Now mind you, you have to watch closely to see how I am cutting this, because I'm cutting for both the front and the back piece together. So I'll first of all cut the back piece. So I'm cutting my back armhole, and then I'll cut for my back neckline as well. Then after that, I'll just unpin it and take out my back piece that is underneath. And now I have my front piece. I have this here now, so I've just cut the for my front armhole now, and then I'll also cut for the front neckline. So this hair now that I'm still cutting will serve as the front bodies, while the other one that I removed is going to serve as the back bodies. So when opened up, this is what we are having now. So for the back bodies, I'm going to from the top neck, line here and will also come down by 5 inches and kind of draw like a semicircle, and that is so that I can be able to pass my head through the dress, since I'm not going to be having a zipper attached to it. So I'll just go ahead and draw a semicircle and cut it off, and then I'll go ahead and hem the necklines of both my front and my back piece after I must have joined the shoulders together. So I'm going to do that off camera, but if you want to know how to do it, I'm going to leave a video in the description box so that you can go watch it if you don't know how to hem your neckline. So for the sleeve, I'm going to fold it once like this and fold it again like this, because I'm going to be cutting my two sleeves together. So, and now these two sides are folded while this side is not folded at all. Now I'll take my measuring tape and I'm going to mark 4 inches from the top and draw a line to connect it. And on that line, I am going to divide my round armhole, which we divided earlier and is 18, divided by 2 is 9, plus the 2 extra inches I added on my dress, so it's going to be 11. So I'll just go ahead and mark 11 inches here. And then from the top, I'm going to draw like an like a slanted S or something like that, something that looks like an S. So I'm just going to draw it, and after drawing it, you want to make sure that it aligns with your armhole here, like round it. So you have to measure your armhole all round to make sure that it's the same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure it, and after measuring it, I got the exact same inches that I have on my dress armhole, so that means it's going to fit. So on the bottom part, I'm going to go ahead and mark my sleeve length. I made it 12.5 inches, but you can make it longer if you want your high-low the high-low effects on the sleeve to be more visible. You can make it longer, but this is the fabric that I have remaining, so this is what I had to work with. So I'll just go ahead and mark 12.5 inches, and then connect it with my ruler. And on that line, I am going to measure my round arm divided by 2, and what I have, I added ½ inch allowance to it. So my round arm is 13 inches divided by 2, which is 6.5, plus extra ½ an inch, which is 7 inches. So I'm just going to connect it like so, and then I'll go ahead and cut. So after cutting, this is what your normal armhole will look like. Don't forget to notch the midpoint. So because of the style of sleeve we are making, I'll come from the top. I'm going to measure 5.5 inches, and then I'll connect it down with a slanted line or a straight line. So I'll just, without ruler or curve, I'll just connect it, and then I'll go ahead and cut it off, and that is where we are going to be inserting, like we're going to be joining it with another fabric to form the high-low effects on the sleeve. So when opened up, this is what the sleeve is looking like. So I've gone ahead to do this sleeve completely, but I'm going to show you how I achieved this. So how I did is that I cut out this long fabric of the length is 47 inches and the width is 7.5. You can use any measurement you want, it's just totally fine and up to you. So on one side I folded it into 2 like I hemmed it, and on the other side I'm going to gather it. So this is it. I hemmed this part all the way along, so I folded it into two and sewed on it. And then on the other part, I made a stitch there so I can be able to gather it. So I just take one thin thread and then gather it all the way to the other side. So while you're gathering this side, you can also go ahead and gather from the other side. And this is it gathered. So I'm done gathering, so I'm going to place it on the sleeve, right side facing right side. So, and also midpoint touching midpoint, so I'll just place it like this and then hold it down with a pin, and then I'll go ahead to arrange the fabric on the sleeve. I'll go ahead to adjust it properly on both sides, and when I'm done adjusting, I'll just go to my sewing machine and sew it all along, so it will turn out just like this. And when I'm done doing that, I'm going to attach the sleeve to my main bodice. So I'll just take it and take the notched part of my sleeve, and then I'll place it on my where the front and back shoulder meets. I'll place it and hold it down with a pin, and then I'll go ahead and join it with the 1/2 inch that we added earlier. So I'll just join it all the way from the front to the back, or from the back to the front, and then I'll also do the same to the other side, join the both sleeves. So here I have joined both sleeves together. Here. So next thing I'm going to do is to turn it over, right side facing right side, so we have the wrong side here now. And what I want to do is that I want to join the front and the back bodies together. So I'll join it starting from the sleeve. So from the sleeve I'm going to mark 1 inch. So I'm going to sew, remember the 1 inch allowance that we added while cutting it. So I'm going to sew it from the sleeve all the way down to the length of my dress. I'm going to sew 1 inch. So, and then after that I'm also going to hem the bottom part with the 2 inches allowance that I left behind. So this is what our dress is looking like after I was done. If you like, you can also insert a pocket to this dress, it's your choice. And this is the neckline, this is the neck area. You can see how neat it is. And that is just it for this video. Please, if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, give me a lovely comment, or you can ask a question if you have a question, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.